I am Paola's on its side. I'm making this video because I want to admit that I have a problem. I like to collect things. I do. I really do. I really do. Like figures, games, a joke book. Yeah, that's a joke book. I purchased this book of jokes and I've kept it since then. Let's see. Is there one like I don't know if I want to say a very bad joke. Yeah, I'm not going to go and do that. I'm not going to read that one. Yeah. Yeah, I really don't want to say one of these jokes because some of them are very bad. They're really bad, and they haven't aged well. But yeah, I still have this book. I purchased it a long time ago. I don't remember when. Um, I always thought about writing a play that is just jokes about jokes, like people acting the actual jokes that are being told with lines and all that kind of stuff. Just my opinion. But yeah, I also collect RPG games. Like as you can see, I got a big collection of RPG games. I collect video games because I have video games. I collect movies. Yeah, that's a collection of DVD movies and all that kind of stuff. I collect Funko Pops. And don't get me collecting more Funko Pops because I got way too many of them. I collect um, LED stuff and batteries because I like to make science things. Yeah, I collect figures, board games, music books. Even though I rarely play with my music, I collected music books for my saxophone, and I haven't played music in a while. It's been about a while since I touched my saxophone. I'm gonna play during the Christmas season a little bit if I can find time to do so. But I have a lot of books, paperbacks that I want to read. Some that I have never read, some that I may not even get to read because I'm still stuck trying to finish one book that I should have finished earlier this year, but I'm too lazy because I get distracted watching Hulu and Netflix and not read a book. I collect theater scripts. Theater scripts. My favorite? Shakespeare, Twelfth Night. I played the part of Valentine in a production of Twelfth Night. I also was a fight choreographer for that. Yeah, I love fight choreography. Oh, my favorite. All's well that ends well. I play LaFew. Or LaFew. However you want to call him. Or her. Them. I play LaFew. It was a fun play. It was interesting. I have it just for reference. Never play anything. As you like it. I get to play back in 2006. Long time ago. I played Charles. I also was a fight choreographer. The Scottish play. I have the script. I never been part of this show. I wish somebody will offer me a small part in the show, but I never been part of the show. No, actually, no, that's not true. I play a part, a shadow in the play, but I've been mostly the fight choreographer on multiple occasions. I think about twice that I have been the fight choreographer for production of the Scottish play. Richard III and Coriolanus, I have them for reference. I haven't played a part in it. Again, more books. May or may not end up reading. Um, yes, and I'm a very complicated person because I have books, and my collection of books involve books of engineering because I went to school for engineering, chemical engineering. I got some of those from grad school. The others I purchased when I moved to the area up here to go to RPI to pursue a PhD degree at RPI. I got books of different multiple subjects. Like I said, some I have read, some I have not. I got manga. I got manga, crime and a half. Manga that I found A few years ago, I decided to purchase Ranma. Um, I've been watching the series on Hulu. The series is on Hulu for Ranma half, but I was curious about seeing how different was um, the manga versus watching the series on Hulu. So that's why I purchased this. And I got introduced to Ranma back in 1993 when I was in college in Puerto Rico. Yes, I'm that old. But yeah, I purchased it and I have up to volume 12. After that, I didn't. I could have purchased more of Rema, but I decided not to. So I have volume 1, 2, all the way until 12. And again, scripts of stage combat, Baker's play. I directed one of the shows that is in this book by Jeff Goody. It was called Sir Simon Cycle. I directed it at Hudson Valley Community College back in, let's see, it was either 2011, yeah, around 2010, 2011. And that was when I decided to go to Hudson Valley to study theater arts because of me getting involved in theater. And now you are questioning why you have so many scripts from theater, Three Musketeers. This is scripts. I bought it because I like Three Musketeers and stage combat, and I would love to direct this play. Again, manga. Ultimate muscle. Now, how did I got into theater? And again, I got a bunch of stuff. And again, like I said, I am Paola's on its side. I have a problem. I have too many books. You may know why I say that, right? Aha! Pa pa pa! Did you catch her friends in there? Yay! Good. Um. So, like I said, I got into theater. I got interested in theater in 2005 when I was going to RPI at to pursue the PhD. At that time, I was taking a few classes in um, the program. I was taking a class that was way too advanced for me. Um, it was the math was very difficult, and I really didn't understand well because my fluid mechanics in Puerto Rico wasn't very class when I took it in chemical engineering. The professor wasn't very good explaining, so I kind of like tried to taught myself with the book, but my English wasn't very good, so I didn't learn very well the area of fluid mechanics. So I had to pretty much learn on my own fluid mechanics. Um, it was tough because the professor didn't explain too much honestly, like, and I wish that he will explain, but he wasn't the best professor in Puerto Rico. So I was at the PI. I was very frustrated with things that were happening with my advisor and everything. So a friend of mine, Dale Weber, and I don't know if Dale is even, I don't know what's his life. I didn't keep in touch with him, and I don't even know if he knows that I transition genders, but he was kind of like my friend, and then he also helped me getting to talk with a professor called Bruce Wayne Beckett. He is a professor at RPR. I don't know if he's still teaching, but he was controls, um, and I ended up working with him for a little bit, trying to do a master's degree in chemical engineering, but I couldn't do anything because there was no funding for master's students at RPI. Um, so the thing was that, so Dell sent me an email in case I was interested, that they were looking for actors that could fight on stage. I'm like, sure. Um, I know how to fight on the wrestling ring. I'm pretty sure that I can fight in the on stage. So I went to audition. The director put me on stage, and I ended up getting my first part in a theatrical production, which actually happened to be a musical called Man of La Mancha. Now, the name to me, as a Puerto Rican, I was like, Man of La Mancha? Huh, This is a flashback to when I was in 11th grade and they told me to read this book, Don Quixote de la Mancha by Miguel de Cervantes. And actually, the play was with Miguel de Cervantes being captured and he doing some of the scenes that are in this book, like, for example, the windmills and the golden helmet. And I love the musical. I was so happy. I wanted to learn about stage combats. After that, I began looking for ways of learning about stage combat. So, and I have books on stage combat. I have them in there. Um, and I went to New York City, took classes in stage combat, and that's how I ended up becoming a fight choreographer in theater in the area up here. And I taught some people, and some have pursued careers in stage combat and theater. And I'm not going to say name, but they you know who you are, you know. Um, but yeah, um, I got interested in stage combat because of Man of La Mancha, and that also make me interested in going and study theater arts too because of that, you know. And but yeah, I don't know why I have kept so many books, like theatrical books, scripts. I have scripts, monologues, auditions. I'm like a collector, but I have a problem because I'm trying to downsize things, and it's so difficult to downsize. I'm like, what I'm going to do with this? You know, I don't know what to do with this. I part of me just want to toss things away, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know if I want to toss this away. You know, especially engineering books is like the hope of like me possibly getting back into engineering, but at the same time knowing that I may probably never get back into engineering, kind of depressing. um Books, reference books like this one. I mean, I'm a wrestler, so trying to get ideas for new moves, like based on real life applications, but modify them for the wrestling ring, you know. um but also interesting to see that there was a fighting style in the martial arts, and they call it the art of Shu Kuai Yao. Um, so in the Chinese arts of fighting, there was grappling too. So like wrestling is universal. It's interesting. Um, and but yeah, I do have way too many books. I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. I don't know if I want to toss them away. I don't know which one I want to keep. It's a lot of work. I'm glad I got this bookcase, but I think I'm gonna need more than one bookcase. I decided to bring that little thing in there so I can put maybe some paperbacks in there, and I can use this bookcase for books that are bigger. And oh, finally, when I was going to the PhD program, I found a very interesting comic book strip called PhD, which is called Piled Higher and Deeper by Jorge Cham or Jorge Cham. And this was a very interesting book. The references to ramen noodles, my gosh, I enjoyed reading this so much. It was hilarious, like comic books. So like yeah, and the artwork is really interesting. Like so yeah, but yeah. Anyway, he pretty much make fun of like grad schoolers, and I don't know if the website is still on, but like yeah, I purchased this. So one of the things of like being a graduate student, I could relate so much because since I was poor, I was food was one of the things. So like yeah, and but yeah, but I have a lot of books, and it's like I'm a collector, and I have music books. Somebody wants some music books like movie sheet music hits. Anybody wants any of those books? I really want to get rid of some of the things because I think I'm reaching a point where I feel like sometimes I just tossing everything garbage, so I don't have a lot of like stuff attached in here, and enough that will fit into my tiny little clown car, and so I could travel far, far away. If I try to sell this on eBay, it's gonna take me a while. So I'm thinking maybe donating all of this. Maybe I don't know. I just feel like maybe I'm a hoarder. Could I be a hoarder? Do you think I'm a hoarder? I don't know. I feel like maybe time to detach and just you know not collect a lot of stuff. Somebody could find these books a nice home. And I don't need to have them. Just keep the ones that I really really like. But I like so many different things, from engineering to manga to novels, science fiction, fantasy. Like even I have this book. I don't know. I heard this one, but I don't remember too much about the book because I read it like way too quickly. I think. Um, Bill Savage, The Mark of Narav. I also have this one, War of the Twins. I have not read it honestly. Um, this one I bought it, but I never read it either. I bought this one. I found it that somebody was going to throw it away. Uh, the Holmes Dracula file. Sherlock Holmes trying to find Dracula, I guess. Um, the best area, a book of beast, and Mark of Zohar, the Legend of Zohar, actually, which is the second book of Mark of Zohar was the first. Mark of Zohar was a Mask of Zohar was the first movie. This is based on the second movie of Antonio Banderas and Catherine Zeta-Jones. It's a novelization, which I like. Yeah. So yeah, I got a bunch of books, and I gotta find a way to get rid of them. I don't know what to do. I really don't. But I feel as like all these books represent me. I have a lot of varied interest in life. I'm curious. I like to find answers. I like to read things that are weird, things that are interesting. You know, um, but it's like three things that are trying to coexist in me: engineering, theater, wrestling. All those things are trying to. I'm trying to find a balance. And engineering is one of those things that I wish I could get back into an engineering job, but I don't know if that would be possible. But tomorrow I have an interview in East Durham, New York, and I don't know if they will have an engineering position, but if they don't, I will probably not take the job because I think it's going to be like about an hour away driving. But yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, I got talking too much about other stuff, but I just wanted to. I feel like I just want to talk about theater only. Ended up talking a bunch of stuff, but yeah, theater. My introduction to theater, thanks to this book. Anyway, peace out, everybody. Stay safe. Wear a mask.